All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Barbara D'Aloisio, and I'd like to welcome you all to our latest Novedge webinar series episode. We have with us today Michael Schell from 3D Systems, who will be demonstrating how to create 3D PDF files for your Revit designs. All done. For those of you who don't know Michael is the president of 3D Systems, a leading software developer of 3D PDF converters for the AEC BIM markets, and it is based out of Victoria, British Columbia. Michael joined us with over 10 years of experience in the architecture and planning industry. Today's presentation is about 40 minutes long, and
yes, we are losing your audio right there at the end.
Okay.
So we got through Michael's bio, but somehow we lost you there. Say something. Let's see.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, everything's back to normal.
So, for those of you who don't know Michael, he is the president of 3D Systems, a leading software developer of 3D PDF converters for the AC BIM market, and it is based out of Victoria, British Columbia. Michael joined us with over 10 years of experience in the architecture and planning industry. Today's presentation is about 40 minutes long, and afterwards we'll have a brief Q&A where Michael will answer your questions live. So take advantage and submit yours to us in the chat window. And here is where you can find 3D Systems 3D PDF converters for Revit on our product page at www.novedge.com. As one of the largest online design software stores, we offer a huge assortment of software solutions that cater to virtually every designer's need. To learn more about 3D Systems and their 3D PDFs converters, you're welcome to call and speak with our specialist, Bob Thayer. And you can reach him by this email address, bob@novedge.com. Also, you can check out 3D Systems' own website at www.3dasystems.com. Now, I strongly encourage you to visit the Novedge blog to get a glimpse at who is changing the world of design one step at a time. Meet the innovators, the makers, the architects, the VFX artists who work right on the edge of creativity and technology. Great interviews, great images, and great stories. Come visit us today at blog.novedge.com. And to catch up with the latest product promos and Novedge webinars, like us on Facebook, another source of endless information. Next week, our webinar will be about mass compute on demand with V-Ray in the cloud. Learn how easily access compute resources, meet tight deadlines, and deliver high-quality designs with the service provided by Green Button. The upcoming webinar will be all about using Green Button's V-Ray for 3ds Max plugin, whenever you need it, wherever you are. Head over to novedge.com/webinar series for the most up-to-date schedule. If you have any suggestion, you're more than welcome to drop us a line at barbara@novedge.com. Last but not least, today's webinar is being recorded live. If you want to rewatch episode 98 in its entirety, as always, you can find it on our Novedge webinar series channel through Vimeo and YouTube. And now, Michael, are you ready to rock and roll?
Let's hope so.
Okay, I will make you a presenter, and you can show us all about the converter. And good luck, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Welcome, everybody. This is Michael from 3D Systems. We're a software developer for 3D PDF converter in Victoria, BC, Canada. Today we're going to be talking about some of the basic portions of 3D PDF and the conversion process. But in particular, we're going to talk about the reader itself and how we're going to be navigating it through and give you just a basic instruction on how using the 3D tools within PDF. Today we'll start with just a small introduction. I'm just going to go to page 2 here. 3D PDF converter itself works with integrated and works within Autodesk Revit architecture. 2012, 13 as well as in 14. We're in the process of looking at 15 right now, and should have that available in and around release time for Revit 2015. Our product, as I said, is integrated and compatible with Autodesk Revit architecture, MEP, and structure. We are an Autodesk authorized developer, and in addition to that, we are also listed as a developing and provider for on the Autodesk Exchange store for future references and on further tools as well. I'm just going to skip that page for the disclaimer. So today we're just going to be doing a small introduction in regards to the Acrobat Reader. We've chosen Adobe Reader as and Adobe as converting out from Revit just for the fact that it's a standardized reader. It works very well with sharing 3D design information. It works well within Revit, native Revit geometry. But in further to that, to extending out to stakeholders, contractors, and sharing their information within Revit, we looked at the 3D PDF and working within Adobe for the fact of it works very well with high-end CAD applications. The visualization portion of the 3D content it works very well within in PDF, and it's the easiest way to share just for the fact that we can actually break down the product and shrinking size down of the actual model size up to 98%. Today we're going to be talking just kind of a small introduction of the Adobe Reader and the environment and how the 3D works within it. And from there you should be able to go through the process. Further, I'd like to extend out afterwards if we skip over or want to take a smaller time and take your time learning the product and how it works, I can provide this PDF training seminar, the training session that we're doing today, and if you can give me an email at info@3dasystems.com if you'd like to extend that, and or contact our reseller Novedge. That information has been supplied to them as well. A lot of the conventions that we use within the PDF is based on the Acrobat's PRC as well as 3D PDF, and within this within the reader itself, it actually reads and modifies the information that we can bring over. And this is done from the development that 3DA has done with the integration that we've done within Revit. This allows us to bring over our model and make it compatible with Revit. Once we bring the model over, you'll see through my breakthrough here. We're going to skip through some of the sections, but we'll highlight on some of the tools that are in there, and of course this will be available later at another time. One of the conventions of PDF that's a little bit different than Revit is the navigation portion. I wanted to just highlight again based on when using the mouse. The mouse itself is in PDF is a little bit different than Revit, so it's important to familiarize yourself when navigating through. But at the same time, it's been fairly simplified and easier for not just the user, but the end stakeholder that's going to be looking at it. So if you're actually extending your information, your model out to stakeholders, they can end users, clients, and so on. They'll find it easy to navigate through the model itself and allow them to rotate and pan and zoom in to allow them to view the model itself. Again, this will be available later at a later date, so if you want to take a little bit closer or you need some more information, please don't hesitate to ask. Most of the workshop that we're going to be talking about today within Reader is going to be based on the Rack Basic project that's provided by Autodesk. From there, once again, I'll supply that information for you as well, but it should be available within most of your Autodesk Revit packages. And from there, we'll talk about some of the things that we can do with a 3D PDF reader. One is activating the 3D model, navigation, using some of the 3D tools, and exploring some of the views that we have defaulted within the program itself, and allowing you also to look at some of the metadata and family perspectives that are brought over from the model. Okay, let's just get started. Of course, you can do this all from Acrobat XI, but our product is also a standalone program, so you don't require Acrobat XI to use the program. And as a free download, Reader is available as a free download, and if you have our exporter, any viewer out there can use the free standardized viewer that's available from an Acrobat. Adobe, and it makes it simplified for opening up and reviewing the 3D models. Certainly, again, it's the activation process of the model is very simplified. I'm not going to go through the exporting portions within Revit, but certainly can show you how it's going to be added in. So that for time purposes, we're going to talk about some of just the viewing portions of the model today. I'm just going to switch screens here. As I indicated, if within the 3D model, it's very simple, and within the add-ins of the screen, we have create a 3D PDF based on the full model itself, or you could do a select only. We also have another one. It's called Create PRC. You may not be familiar with this button, but it comes by default within the program. The nice part about PRC is you can actually export the model itself and then add it it comes out and exports as a PRC file, and it allows you to add the model directly into any PDF. So the advantage of this is adding information or models directly to your documentation. You can select and choose families and specify within your catalogs of families, and by using 3D PDF PRC, you can add those into your documentation, and you can simplify and list all your families on your regular list of families that you use within your models through your templates. This gives you a list of regular use and simplifies it every time you do a new model. Quickly, we could export just the model from the 3D portion of the browser, which you can see that I have today. And in addition to that, I've created some different sections, which I'll show you at a different time here. But for example, one of the features that I like to use is I'll break down and do an orientation of the oriented view of the first floor, for example, and I find that I can break this down, and it gives a better look at the view for the end user, so they see that more of the simplified viewing portions of first or second floor. This will work on both residential as well as commercial, but in this particular case we're using a residential model just for simplification. If you're not familiar with that, I can give instructions based on how I'm breaking this down, but the novice Revit user should know how to do this as well. Just to give you a sample, just going to bring this over. So this is a fully exported Revit model. As you can see, we've brought all the materials are brought over. We'll go ahead into the tools and the portions of navigating through the model, but you can actually spin, move it around, and navigate within the model itself from the toolbar that's provided within the reader. And just also breaking down, if I like to use the portions of activating the floor plans for end users. The opportunity to do this is to actually show your work and gives a better view of each of the floors that you're going to be using. These samples allow you, the user, to navigate through or walk through the building itself just to get an idea of each one of the layouts of each of the models based on this levels. Back to activating the model, as you can see, it's once it's exported, you'd save it to your desktop or selected areas that you want to save the file to. It's as simple as double-clicking the file itself, and as long as you have Reader installed on your system, it will allow you to navigate immediately based in through your poster image and or straight into the 3D model itself. We're going to talk about a little bit about the navigation within the PDF itself. Again, I'm just going to steer away from the presentation at the moment and go back to our activated model within PDF. Excuse me a little bit. Just to familiarize yourself with within the toolbar that comes with the Reader. Once the 3D model is activated, you can see you can orbit around. It's very simple to navigate around within the mode. You're going to be using your left mouse button while holding it down, and it allows you to spin and turn the model itself. I find that using the spin portion is a little bit easier. It keeps the model itself on its orientation, it's on its center axis, and it allows it to spin a little bit simpler. So using this portion is going to be the best way. Again, navigating and moving the model around, it's very simple as well with the grab tool. And by this, you can move the model to the orientator that you want to show the best within there. We do provide a full template to add to your model to give it the most architectural look that you're used to seeing. Zoom, again, you can use your center mouse button. If you have a mouse with the center rolling portions, you can in and out, or you can use your pan. Same thing, left mouse button, and it simplifies within the tool. There's the fly-through section. Sorry about that. Again, if you're familiar with walkthroughs, again, I like to use the portions within the cutaways just to allow for better orientation of the fly-throughs. But it's a simplified way of doing a fly around within there. You can save views by default. We have south, north, west, east preset default, so it simplifies moving within the navigating within the model. So to give your views oriented views, you can. It's as simple as just to click through the view sections on the upper toolbar, and by default you can also, it just backs back to the perspective. One of the advantages that I like within 3D PDF is the model tree itself. When exporting out, in order to give the advantage of for the end user and or the contractor, by highlighting a product, it actually lists and gives the part information, and any of the values within the properties of the Revit model can be shared. Of course, we've also left in another option within the converter to shut this information off if you don't want to show your work. However, when extending or showing your workflow, this extends very well to the stakeholder and contractor, developer that's going to be looking at developing the product. They can actually take a closer look and get a better idea of what you want to specify within the model. By sharing this, it allows specifications to be a lot easier to be passed down through the work group. Teams also can share within this product. It's a lot simpler as well, and if changes need to be, it's the best way to specify on certain areas within the model to convert over. So when changes are made with the native files, you're not actually touching the model at the end user, and they can make the changes for the end user and then resend the information out. Another advantage of 3D PDF it's a nice tool itself is allowing specifications within the model that allows you to, for example, this is brought over as a solid. We can make it transparent, solid wireframe illustration So depending on the way you want to make the model to be shared and how it's going to be looked, it's going to be best shared this way by using any one of the transparent portions of the model itself. It gives you a better outline of how you want to show the model. The lighting sections of the within 3D Paint are a little limited compared to what Revit provides, but for the most part, it gives a good section of how the model shows is going to be shown and indicated. We bring over the model itself with a realistic view, and it gives the concept of what the model is going to be showing at, and best highlights what the designer is trying to show. Again, the backgrounds, information, coloring can be changed as well. Typically, by default, we like to choose either the grayed out or the white section. But if you wanted to create a different background and or give a different view of the model itself, this can be changed out as well. We also have a sectioning portion that you might be familiar with in cross sections. And within the cross section properties within the model, you can enable the cross section. And this allows you to move within the X, Y, and Z axis. And simply by choosing an area within the model itself, you can actually move the offsets to determine the cross-section. It gives you a really good idea of what the model, a full model, and allows the user to view the floor plans and comports, which you're probably familiar with on sectioning. But very simple to use, the cross-sectioning portion, and allows you to align by face as well. Sorry about that. Let me rebake there. You can actually tilt within the model itself and move within right from the orientations of the positioning. And then flip back to the model to reactivate it. And you can see from this perspective, we can get a better view from the angles that we're looking for on different sections of the model itself. Sorry about that. I'm just not spinning well. So as you can see, you can tilt it in several different ways and or come back through. Just going to go back to our main screen here. Again, this will be available for you to walk through and take your time as you move through the model itself, and it'll give you a step-by-step on each portions of the model tree in order to make a better view of what we're going to be doing, and it'll give you a familiarity of each one of the tools options within Reader when looking at your 3D models. Just going to flip back here to the model tree portions. As you can see within the toggle model tree, again, the model tree itself lists and categories each one of the family portions within the model, and this helps indicate you can highlight on each one and further gives properties and values of each component within the model, and it gives you a better layout of what's each level, and as you can see from down there, gives the base levels and categories of the information that's provided. We talked a little bit about the orthographic views. These can be presented in several different ways, but these perspective views are simple enough for setting up as with spinning out. in the model itself, so it's simple enough to move around within navigations. I want to just highlight on one other thing, which when using within the model, we also have added some additional tools within 3D PDF, and through our templates. We also, by default, we do give an isolate and set pivot center. This gives you a little bit center, something a little more used to within Revit. And another option that we've added is what we call Radiograph. And for someone that's looking at, it gives you a clearer view. You can highlight over, and it gives you a clear or transparent look that you can find within the model to see through or further through the walls. Let's see if I can give you on the full model itself. It's probably going to show a little bit better based on the transparent. So example here, we can just zoom in on the portion of the ceiling, excuse me, the roof, and you can see that the framing actually is there. It's an option only that we provide. It is able to be turned on or off based from our templates, and simplifies for the user again to get a better view of what's in and behind the walls and each one of the family components that you provide within the model. You can save views within the portion of the model itself through 3D PDF converter, through the reader, sorry. You can manage your views and save each one of the views based on areas that you want to highlight within there. We won't highlight too much on that today, but certainly simple enough to create and manage views on areas that you're looking specific to your models, and then save those views within your viewed sections. Aurora, how are we doing on time?
Hi, Michael. We're doing good. You can certainly take another 10 minutes if you want.
Certainly, I can. Coming back down to the end, of course, I want to make some of this available for them at the end of the seminar. Broke it down for them, then they can walk through. So I've skipped through a little bit of it. I can certainly go through and we can talk about some of the models. I think the only thing I want to highlight on is the templates themselves. Thank you, Aurora. Sorry, I'll key back in here.
Sounds good, Michael. We both have an accent, so.
Not a problem. We also have changed some of this. It's going to be new. It's probably as early as Friday, so we have, for the users that haven't had this, our templates are by default loaded on your system via the trial end or the purchase. But we will by Friday have an editable version. So for users that are wanting to add their logos, the sections themselves are going to be editable. In addition, we've made the text now within the templates editable, so you can actually make changes and edit within the templates themselves to make changes prior to sending out. So you can actually give your names. As you can see, I've just given a standard sample, and then just a default address for changing. But if you wanted to change the product information or descriptions within the templates, now you will be able to make those comments. Further, within our templates, the model information is available, as I've indicated in the past here, but further to that, the part information is also specified within the templates, and allows for a simplified way of reading the information that's provided by each family that's in the model itself. Just going to shrink down here for a moment. just to highlight quickly on by default also, if you're setting up your sheet sets within Revit, you can actually export out. And one of the nice features by using our PRC method, you can add the PRC directly into the models, or excuse me, into your sheet sets. And by doing so, you can actually give a 3D perspective within your PDFs to show more of your work. At the end of the day, the end user is able to search, pan, zoom in on different portions of sectioning, floor levels, and so on directly within a PDF. These tools for PRC are created within 3D PDF Converter out to your system and are easily added using the 3D model portions within by adding 3D directly in. I'm just going to show you quickly just by simplifying, just grabbing a section within the sheet set. I have a pre-done file here, so I'll just I have a saved, excuse me, a pre-defaulted PRC file that I've created directly from the exporter, and by simply just clicking on that component, it allows me to add multiple 3D PDF models directly onto my sheet set within Revit. So you don't actually have to use the template portions that we provide within the converter, but when exporting out to PDF, you can add your models then thereafter. I find this a big advantage for Revit users just for the fact of, again, showing our work. Rather than a 2D flat surface, you can provide to your end user stakeholder availability of moving within the model and highlighting a little bit further on what's provided within your sheet sets. Well, thank you very much today. I think we'll move to the process, or excuse me, the questioning portions.
Yes, Michael. Yes, we have a couple of questions actually. Thank you so much. Question number one.
Hopefully I didn't move around too much.
No, that was wonderful. Does this software work with Vectorworks on Mac?
Currently not, no.
Okay.
We're only working on an IBM platform.
Okay.
Mac is, the reader portions of 3D in Mac are not compatible with the reader and/or Acrobat at this point in time.
Okay, and then question number two was, can this current view on template be printed? I'm assuming the view, the most recent view, or maybe the previous.
This would be a printed out PDF sheet. Of course, if it is printed, the view itself would be not activatable. It's not going to be active within the printed sheet, of course, but yes, it can be printed.
Well, that sounds great. So those were all the questions. I think you were pretty self-explanatory. The software looks great. I specifically appreciated the cross-section part. That was phenomenal. Never again without. Okay, Michael, if you're all done, I will switch over back to myself, and let's see.
Well, thank you, everybody. Once again, if we have any questions, you can contact me at info@3DASystems thereafter if you didn't get your question answered. Certainly, I'd like to explain in much more detail if possible.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you so much, Michael. So this was a great webinar, and thank you for attending. Remember, if you want to find the 3D Systems 3D PDF converter we just saw demonstrated for Revit, you can find it on our product page at www.novedge.com. And also, you can check out 3D Systems' own website at www.3dsystems.com. I strongly recommend you again to visit our Novedge blog because it's an endless source of information, entertainment, and you will find the best interviews, most wonderful images and stories. And come see us on Facebook too. It's a great resource to find a lot of information for webinars, our specials, and why not also, some entertainment. Next week's webinar, again, it will be about mass compute on demand with V-Ray in the cloud. And Green Button will be hosting the webinar, and it will be about using Green Button's V-Ray for 3ds Max plugin. And last but not least, if you want to watch again or if you missed part of this webinar, you can see the recording on YouTube and Vimeo on our Novedge channels. And thank you for joining us today, and follow us on Facebook, Google+, Twitter. We're all over, and Novedge is a great community, and hope to see you soon. Thank you, Michael, and I'll see you all hopefully in one of our next Novedge webinar. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.